Welcome, welcome, everybody. Greg Peterson coming to you from Urban Farm U, and I am here with Janice. Hello, Janice.
Hello, everyone. I'm Janice Norton. My location is Two Piece in a Pod Farm.
Tonight, we're talking about drip tape, and I mentioned Scott Murray a little earlier today before we started recording. He's one of my mentors, and about a decade ago, he turned me on to this thing called drip tape. And drip tape is, we'll jump into what it is and isn't here in a minute, but it is absolutely my favorite way to get my garden beds watered. And leave it to Janice. She put her own twist on it.
Greg, what is drip tape?
All right. First of all, it is not drip irrigation. Drip tape is a lay flat commercial watering system. So that tape you're looking at on the screen there, when it fills up with water, it goes round. And when it empties of water, it goes flat again. That's why they call it lay flat. It is a precision watering system. It puts water exactly where you need it, and it is perfect for home gardeners. So here's the big reasons you want drip tape in your yard. It pressurizes evenly for equal watering. Drip irrigation systems put more water out at the beginning of the system than they do at the end of the system. Drip tape pressurizes evenly before it starts dripping. So the front of the line of your crops are going to get watered as much as the back of your system. And so that's the biggest reason we love it. The laser cut holes self-clean. That means every time the water comes on, any salts that build up, they wash away. The holes are spaced evenly, and they're watering every 6, 8, 10, or 12 inches along there. So you can count on that water being even. It's easy. So it's like Tinker Toys to install and repair. It'll save you at least 50% on water, probably more. It helps reduce your weed growth by keeping the water where you want it. And you can install it up to 600 linear feet for even pressure. If you have to go more than 600 linear feet, you put in different zones. I used to use drip tape for 5 to 7 years in the sun in Phoenix at the Urban Farm. Here's a few limitations. You need to put it in straight. You can't curve it or make it turn a corner. It has to be straight. So that's something we just have to work around. Animals will and can chew holes in the tape. I've had a couple of situations where that's happened. Some people will put water out for the animals. You can also bury it in mulch, bury the tape in mulch, and it works really well that way as well. It is easy to repair. So you do have to pay attention to it. If if you're digging in your garden, I can't tell you how many times I've been digging out in the garden and I put the pitchfork right through it.
But if you do, it's so easy to fix.
It is. We have a simple connector that helps fix that. Here is the very, very, very important 10 psi pressure reducer. Now we sell these. The water flow goes that way. This is imperative in the system. I had one of our people email me with a picture this week that showed the drip tape blown out. And I said, do you have a 10 psi pressure reducer in place? And turns out she didn't. So these are very important.
If you are talking to anybody, even somebody in the irrigation stores or the big box stores, if they tell you that your valve can be controlled to set the pressure, that's not enough. You definitely want to make sure that it doesn't go above 10 psi, and the only way to do that is with this simple tool.
Yep, exactly. Now it is threaded on both sides. And given we don't know, and we sell the 10 psi pressure reducer, but given we don't know how and you're going to hook it up, because everybody that hooks them up differently, we don't have the parts. So what we suggest you do is if you get one of our bundles from us, you take the 10 psi reducer to the hardware store and you tell them what you want to do, and they'll sell you the thready parts to go in between. because there's so
Because
many
it'll-
different iterations of it.
Yeah, and it'll make sure that by getting that way, you're going to get the right little part to connect this to what your system is. But the drip tape has a very specific purpose, amazing benefits. We wanted to identify them so that you could see the difference while we're talking. And also in the rest of the slides, we're going to have the polytubing highlighted in red and drip tape highlighted in blue to help you identify the difference.
The install process goes like this. Install the valve, the timer, and the pressure reducer. And then you're going to run the 5/8 poly tubing to the destination beds. And you can run it 50 or 100 feet out to your garden beds if you need to. In the 5/8 tubing, you can put T's, you can put elbows, you can put on-off valves for beds. We've got a picture of that here in a little while.
I want to step in here. If you're doing polytubing to a specific zone that is going to have drip tape, do not put any drip irrigation on the same zone. Don't put drip irrigation on your drip tape system.
And then there's optional on-off valves at the entry to the garden beds. We should have a picture for you of that in a little while. Like I said, you lay the poly tubing across the head of the garden bed. You'll see pictures of that coming up. And then you lay out your drip tape down the length of your garden bed. And usually we do 1 foot apart on the drip tape lines. If you have a poly at the head of the bed, and you can go 8 inches apart, 12 inches apart, but usually 12 inches is good. All right, here's your poly tubing with the on-off valves. So basically what we have here is we have our incoming 5/8 inch pipe.
And that comes from the grid. So this is after somebody's already got the water coming from the grid to their raised bed.
Exactly.
And you're not going to tie this pipe into a drip tape system.
Right, so we're just going to slip it on here. Now, interesting thing, this pipe gets really stiff. So if you're doing it and it's too hard to get it together,
Or if you're doing 100 of them at once.
or if you're doing 100 of them at once, exactly, go get a mug of hot water, boil water, and you can soak the end in hot water, and it softens it up so nicely. Now we have the water coming in.
Okay.
We haven't sealed off the other end of this guy, so we have to seal off this other end. Now they sell attachments for the end pieces.
So you could hook up an attachment that will go to another bed.
Exactly, so you can just chain them on.
Or if this is the end of your system, you can cap it off.
And here's how I cap it off. It's really simple.
You just fold it.
I just fold it over.
I mean, those end caps can be expensive. They can add up if you're doing 100 of them. So
Exactly.
that'll save you hundreds of dollars.
Right. So one of the things that I use this pink wire, and this is just pink electrical wire, and I use it instead of
one of these.
one of these.
Well, these cost a lot of money.
They do.
These you can buy in a big roll.
Right, you just buy this by the roll. We'll actually have this cut as our pop-up nursery as well.
Oh, okay.
But here's the reason I use them. Put that in the ground next to it.
I know for a fact that over time, that disappears.
That disappears, right. And the pink's never going to disappear.
So you can see it, so you can do adjustments and improvements.
Exactly.
And
So
fix it and stuff.
I've gone to using only this at the urban farm now. I've gotten rid of all the other wires and everything. So take that, wrap it around there real good for me.
Okay. Like this?
Yep, just
and this way?
twist it. Yep, twist it tight as you can.
Tight.
That works. There's really no wrong way to do it. And then kind of twirly it maybe. Yeah, there we
And
go.
just start making the pressure high, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You're good.
So this is what it looks like, Greg. It's like super flat, and it's not sticky like tape.
No.
It's just a flat piece of irrigation line.
They actually call it lay flat tape.
Okay, lay
And
flat tape.
what happens when it fills with water is it fills up to a tube.
Right.
And then every 8 inches, there, in this particular one, every 8 inches there's a hole.
Wow, okay.
And that hole
That's
lets
enough
water out.
to let the appropriate amount of water out.
Right, so it'll put, if you put it on for 20 or 30 minutes, it'll put a ring of water around your plant right there.
Nice.
This is really interesting the way the connectors work. So this connector is going to go into this pipe right here.
The regular 5/8.
The regular
poly
5/8,
lines.
exactly. We're going to take the drip tape and we're going to put it on there while this is open, and then we're going to kink it closed. And what it's doing is it's cinching over that drip tape
And locking it on.
and locking it on.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
It's pretty good.
Okay, so now we've got the first piece done.
Okay.
Okay, the next thing we need to do is we need to attach it in here.
Which you could just take some sort of nail, but this is a much better tool for that.
Yeah, this is a $7 tool. It just pokes a hole in the pipe.
Okay.
There we go. And then we're going to work this in there. Again, a jar of hot water or a mug of hot water will help. Okay, so now we're going to go down to the other end here.
So the water comes through this main line.
Main line.
Some of the water goes in this drip tape,
Yep.
and some of the water goes in this drip tape.
Exactly.
If you enjoyed learning from Greg Peterson and it made gardening feel a little simpler and a more doable, you're going to love the Superfood Garden Summit. We've brought together expert gardeners to share practical, beginner-friendly strategies to help you grow more food with less stress, less waste, and more confidence. Grab your free ticket at superfoodgardensummit.com. It's all happening June 2nd through 5th.